All right, everybody, let's get it. Let's go right to charts. What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Kick it off. A lot going on. Seems like we're in a slightly different environment than a week ago. Across the board. What's going on, chat? Great to see everybody. Harmonic Pattern podcast number 249. We'll do something real special Thursday for number 250. I'm just running with it. I never intended to do it like this, but it's good. You guys are great. You guys make my trading world a lot more fun than it would be just doing it myself or, talking people's ears off that aren't into it. So we deal with harmonic patterns here, and there's a reason why we deal with harmonic patterns, because we see how they work when they line up. And we've got it now. Check out SPY, folks. After finishing our precise, if not exact, type 1 reaction for 2 months, we have now recovered 50% of that move in 3 sessions. 3 sessions. That tells you something big is happening here. This is a massive response to just an absolutely textbook zone with back-to-back patterns, beautiful type 1 confirmation, not only on to end the crab pattern from back here, but to set off that type 1, which is we're already well above target 1 off the crab pattern. And I would suspect this thing wants to run now back into that bearish zone. It's big. Talk to me, chat. What's going on? Is this not crazy? I still get as amazed about this stuff as any of you every day. And we're just going off a framework here. Pure harmonic pattern framework. The thing for me is, do we do a type 1 reaction? And then do we have to have a retest? Not necessarily, because look, we need to probably come and run now. Your XA level on target 1, that was retested today. And that number is 436.31. You're trading 437. So just a lot of things coming back here. The probably this most surprising of all is it took 3 sessions. 3 sessions to do that complete move. So remarkable, incredible. Now what are you going to do? Because we're technically 2 of 2. We're technically on the second retest now off of the bearish pattern. I'm going to take off. Here, let's just isolate the bearish pattern unto itself. I'll remove the bullish pattern. And definitely SPY. SPY over, say, QQQ right now, just because patterns are clearer there. So let's just isolate bearish pattern. Think of it this way. Okay. We've been looking for that reaction. Really started since the T1 went off, but hop level confirmation, 451 was a huge number for us. Huge. As was 419.74. Call it 419, 420. 419.74 actually, because it was just about exact. And in the same way, we got to be exact. So 436.31, that would be an objective off of the pattern itself for SPY. Let's say you're a super bear. Let's say you think the market's going to, go to 0 tomorrow because World War III is about to begin. You still need confirmation. If you think that, you probably should be running for the shelter already. I think for me, I'll be at the desk trading. no matter what. But we are doing something that now, day over day, is so critical for the rest of the year into next year. And this is the scenario that I've been talking about all summer long, or even going into this year, leading up to next year, that everything was a setup to next year. Everything. If it's stocks, crypto, zero DTEs, that's a joke. But no, seriously, major plays, it's really all about the setup into next year. And so daily time frame here, what are we looking for? That crab pattern, and there's a bunch of resistance zones that we've been talking about to finish the reaction. And then what? If it's a real blast, and this was something that I've been looking at, considering that if this is going to be a massive move, massive break, you see the explosion on the return. I think for now, the 436, 437, where we are in SPY, that's minimum. That's like a first shot on this move back. But you would still want confirmation. And again, go through that process of deduction when you're really trying to understand true direction. Okay, we're not done. This move isn't done yet. We've hit some extremes, but it's not done yet. And it can go as high as 451 on this move. What needs to happen? Well, give me some confirmation up here. Give me an inflection like we did back in late July with a reversal at ideal levels and harmonic strength index. Hitting overbought today. All right, let that do its thing. Today, tomorrow, maybe you get an inflection tomorrow, but that would still be your first confirmation, and then you start to kind of stretch it out. Well, if it's going to take today and tomorrow, and there's still upward bias, this could go 440, 445, 451. Just for now. That's your immediate, that's the immediate outlook. That's what you have to do to understand where we are in all of this, and then just watch out, because again, we're looking also at stuff like all-time resistance levels of multi-year resistance levels on the weekly time frame. Okay, no dot, nothing yet, but we almost got oversold. And for a weekly chart, I mean, I wish that would have hit oversold, but for weekly, that's almost close enough. I think it was not even a point off, half a point off the mandatory low. And it kind of reminds me, if I go back, I was looking at this, it kind of reminds me of here, 2018 or 2016. They fall just shy. And again, with HSI, I prefer to have the signal hit. That would have been great right there, something like that back in 22. But we have to watch this, that maybe it's just going to fall shy, because we have those other patterns, triggers the whole thing. So long-term S&P trend, folks, no matter what, is still up. It's just, look, the long, super long-term chart, with only the exception of 2008, which even then just shows you the magnitude of this long-term uptrend, where don't fight it. Wait for the corrections. Was that a steep enough correction? Pretty close for some kind of continuation. So for now, 437 at the moment. I think we can target 440, 445. We gauge it. But it's a remarkably dramatic reversal at an exact level that, for me, I like to see a little bit of excessive overspill on any level, probe some levels. This was exact. And it's clearly, take the next 30 days that maybe started 5 days ago. Your window is up until we can hit this, hit these kind of objectives. I even mentioned that that prior gap at 438.90 or so, that's another, everyone's looking at that. Harmonic stuff, we know the levels. We know that this was just a reaction. The final thing that maybe I haven't reviewed enough or mentioned enough, where it makes sense that this is a correction within an uptrend, and that's it, that we have this beautiful corrective ABCD. It's like that. Pretty much looks like that. And I wrote about this in my book, in the volume 1 book. These kind of ABCD bullish patterns, Gartley's, even bats to a lesser extent, but the ABCD is a really nice corrective pattern with all of these indicators kicking in the last week. You have to respect that. Have to respect that. So I know you guys have been with me. Big shout out. What's up, Jay? Thank you. Evan, Wuji, Daniel, welcome back. Miss Stephanie, David, everybody else, Victoria. Great to have everybody back. I think it's these kind of days and weeks where you really get it. Things play out and you get it, and then things start to click. Things start to click. We know the areas to look for. Maybe it takes you 1 or 2 cycles to follow along and catch up on it and let it really gel in your brain, but this is about as ideal of a week or two as we can see or imagine. There's a 4-hour chart. I'm going to switch. Let me go back to this. Hold on, go back to SPY. I need to update this. Wow, NVIDIA's up 460. Amazing. I'll go to the Qs in a second. Here's 4 right now. We are up strong, obviously. That's real time. You got a yellow dot that triggered about an hour ago, but it's probably, you bring this out, just blowing through any immediate resistance. The 30-second chart, that was a nice shark in the pre-market, but here's the 30-second chart. SPY, couple of short-term patterns, but you see what's happening even on the smaller time frame. Again, there's T1 designation, T2. So that's really where a major pattern should take shape. And what happens at T2? Just as a day trade. Okay, perfect confirmation. You go run a counter trend HSI, and then there's 30 bars. And just ask yourself, what is it doing 30 bars? It applies daily, weekly, in the same way it does 5-minute or 30-second time frame. You are assessing zones, triggering off of that confirmation at those levels. I looked at this earlier today. I didn't take the trade, but I was certainly looking at that as deep crab, thinking maybe that's it for now. But I don't, with the recent breakout right before we started the session, that's a big move. And I would think for later today, you come back and retest even another crab pattern. And it looks like target 1 really is done, and then 437 and a change. 437.31's the hop. Makes sense. Follow that. Not. I think it's been a little challenging because it's been so strong 3 days to make up for 2 months. But that happens. Spy, there you go. We'll pop. I really still going to go higher. Let me show really the other thing. S&P 500 on, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Because you're looking for a first stop here. I mean, where can this go from that huge inflection point? 4-hour chart. Look, Nasdaq futures, I'm sorry, S&P futures have 4452 as a target one, where you have shark to 5-0. So this overextended shark pattern, basically 4,300. Hop level for us was 4,290, even though that got down to 4,240. I mean, that's just looked like it was going to try to overrun it. Managed to turn around. And we know that it was really about the daily, weekly retracement levels. So give me target one on the futures, which is about 35 points away to finish this off, maybe by Thursday. Whereas HSI is in an interesting spot too, because strongly oversold, but hanging up in the zone in the same way that it did on this move. You know, up here it looked like, wow, is that it? You had that thrust and it got overbought on the 4-hour and then continued higher. And this is for today. Let's watch it. We're going to go into a new 4-hour bar pretty soon. And that's not coming out. I mean, that's not coming out anytime. There's amplified RSI, proprietary Harmonic RSI indicator, still in the overbought, expanding. And then even if you're can't afford the software and you're just looking at RSI, well, even your 4-hour RSI, strong overbought, but look, that's staying up there in the zone for a couple of bars. It's pretty strong. The whole thing's a process, so it'll take 2-3 bars. If you're just, triggering off of RSI to before the indicator gives you that early read. Keep an eye on that. Yeah, there's a lot. What's up, Evan? Evan's saying a very long outlook for Bitcoin, the debt, U.S. debt, bond market. If that ever collapses, they will debase the currency. Listen, all of those arguments and things, I don't think they really don't do anything for us. They're fun to talk about, and sure, lots of justification, narrative there. But we really want to understand, how do we emotionally operate within the harmonic pattern framework to trigger off of clear signals, confirmation, and then take advantage of the movement, whatever the movement is, whatever the story behind the movement is. And I don't disagree that, there's inherent issues. You do have a debt problem, but we've been saying there's been a debt problem for 20 years or 30 years, quite frankly. And as long as that debt keeps expanding, it tends to push markets higher. Really quick, let's look at Nasdaq futures, because they are doing some interesting things. There's the crab pattern that we've looked at before, and that's on NQ Futures Weekly. And notice how we're starting to get into dud territory. Even though this has hit exactly at that 1618 with confirmation, we are 6, 9, 13 weeks into this process. And I think with that kind of move, clearly just this short reaction in the futures is over. you want to hold 14.6, 14.7, and then the real number to focus on is 15.752 because that's the 1618. And that's our likely retest target within all of this. I think the daily was, yeah, the daily had the perfect HSI. I think I mentioned that before. There was the arrow and then the check back. Oh, wait, let me, let's do it on here. Oh, there's the SPY. Yeah, let's watch this. Let's 437.16. We're not there, but you just got a yellow dot. That's the 30-second chart. Anyway, S&P future, or sorry, Nasdaq futures on TradingView platform. And it's the same. There you go. HSI dot, that was exactly, we don't have the dots on the e-signal, just TradingView. But with the futures, yeah. Oh, this is showing that bat pattern because that's the bigger of the two. Let me just remove the bat. It's not a butterfly, it's a crab. I don't know why that's... Yeah, that's really weird. Well, because you have this pattern. So I've been trying to show the crab. There's a reason why the crab is not the first selection here. Because the bigger patterns that you saw, those are possibilities. I mean, this is a crab because from last August to last October, perfect 1618, 15.753. But you could also measure it here as a butterfly because that's a perfect 786. Doesn't matter. If you're ballparking up here, your first confirmation came in at 753 anyway. And we have talked about this counter HSI, this bullish reading. Triggered last week. Never got to target one, but we do have the, that's your ideal counter trend HSI signal. And I think most situations with that, you look for either structural retest back to 15.753, which is the XA level. It's just taking more time to retest that pattern. And actually, where's the next bearish confirmation? Is it here, or do we even make a run to the hop? Sometimes these little quick, strong retest moves, they stick out. And yeah, your possibility on the upside is, maybe it's not huge, but it's well defined. And I would look for next confirmation signal as a minimum before I would even think about any kind of pullback. You're there today. This is on a daily chart. Maybe you pivot in 2 days. But today, tomorrow, I think 753 is probably what you gun for. What's going on? David, what's happening? You are the best. Yeah, David's throwing out. Just telling everybody where to get with this program. Where this is Harmonic Pattern Collection, so this is for TradingView. And let's just do it here. Everybody go over to harmonictrader.com. Tell your friends, your cool friends, please. I don't think this is for everybody. I don't think harmonic patterns, I don't even think Fibonacci is for everybody, but people that understand it and just are willing to look at the levels, see, they understand why a 1.618 is so critical. But it all starts there. Register now as a basic member and then sign up and get with the program by sending your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com, TradingView username. So check that out. Also, the Discord, folks. I'm doing more, and I plan to do a lot more in that Discord. Not only with my members, which we've been doing some great zero DTE trades recently, but I will want to post some more stuff in the free chat. So check that out. All right, and then you see all the resources. The Discord is the place where if you want to send me a direct message, hit it there. All right, thanks. Great. Everybody that's here, shout out. Thursday's giveaway Thursday. Give away some books and gold memberships, and we are doing the option session. That's the 26th. That might be the last option. Maybe this one in October, and then maybe one last one before the end of the year. Okay. Let's look at the Qs. So nice, 370.76. There's the crab pattern. And ever since we've been counter HSI, we can run back up to retest the zone to give me the next bearish signal. XA's level's 383. It's all within this range, without a doubt. Your immediate objectives. There's max resistance. There's max support. So if you're wondering which way we're going to go, you break that range. That'll dictate it. 336, why not that? Because maybe that comes later, but with last week's counter trend HSI and this week's action, you need another bearish signal, if not a yellow dot. And here we are. So today, tomorrow, if this is going to be a for real move where it really does something, it should continue the follow through. Want to monitor that closely. And what about those stocks? Things like Microsoft, Apple, impressive to say the least. Microsoft counter trend HSI. If we didn't know about patterns and we were just thinking, okay, we're just going to assume Microsoft's in a long-term uptrend, that arrow would be a point of being oversold, as that would, and that would as well, ever since the bottom. We were looking for like 298, got to 310, and I think the weekly charts even, weekly chart was clear. Yeah, it was a shark. I think it could be both. If I take off the shark on here, it really, you get the picture that it's all about the 1618. Yeah, let me take off the shark. It probably, there's still, you could draw a crab on top of it. No, not a type 1 Gartley. Here's the crab. So it's a crab. It's a few different patterns, but it's a crab. And with HSI and a yellow dot, like a lot of those other situations, we should be targeting 344 minimum Microsoft. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't be missing stuff like that. I had a doctor appointment that was canceled this morning. I was getting ready. I wasn't going to even be here today. But this is, okay. These are the kind of 5-minute patterns poking out. We should be lining up. That's a nice one, though. And I think it's on a steady march here. There's regular hours. Check out this. So we're up here with a 4-hour deep crab, just going for a month of October. Just think of it that way. We're already at the 1618 for October. Is this going to be something more than, is this going to be a big monthly move? Because there's your, here's 1902, right about there. 330, 331. And we keep just doing the little pullbacks and continue higher. So watch that, really not much above 330. Excuse me, above 331, 332. See if that can continue. But it's, it is impressive on the weekly that says reaction over. And probably, if we could get a strong close, let me blow this up for you, above that week's candle, which is 330.40, weekly close, that then sets you off for a 3-bar reversal, a rather strong one at that. I mean, it's a layup for next week for 344. And even if you were looking for that extra confirmation by Friday, you'll know. Maybe Thursday. Ivan, what's up? Ivan, Netflix. I'll do that right after NVIDIA because I think NVIDIA is on its way for a launch. This is possibly where NVIDIA goes strong above 500. I've been thinking about this a lot just in the last couple of days over the weekend. And what we're looking at here with a yellow dot confirmation, and we know that it's a bullish bat as well, that gives it something where it could launch off of possibly. Oh, sorry. Let me bring that bat back. But NVIDIA sets up for just continuation of this long-term breakout. There you go. Put them all back. So it's 2 of 2 at 451. Pretty much need to go on like a serial run, bar over bar, breakout, follow through. But they're in the right position, and we've been talking about these setups, these, this ideal stuff. Here's Netflix, my friend. Ivan. Sitting here, almost did the breakout. Yesterday was the 3-bar breakout. Yellow dot. Dun, dun, dun. Beautiful crab pattern. Hit target 1 at 386. This bottomed at 369. And you don't blade the 30-day march over there. You could go from target 1, which that's probably your most conservative. And should be done by, it should be well on its way by the end of the month into early November. 4-hour. There hasn't been a lot on Netflix just yet on a 4-hour that would say, oh, there's a massive pattern, beautiful hourly something. A little rollover today. The 5-minute had something though last week. Yeah, it had this deep crab. But even on your 5-minute, look, every time this thing pulls back since that low, and you're hitting a couple right now, 383, 382, give me a yellow bullish dot, which we probably get on another candle. And I think 390, hop level test. If we get a dot and we hold, then we can eventually get a hop level test. What's up, Pat? Pat wants to look at the Dow, or no, US 100. Is Nasdaq 100? Or is that like a 100 index? I'll come back to that. Let's wrap up with the other ones, with other big tech. I mean, Meta is I'll tell you, Meta is impressive because how much it got crushed. Look at this weekly chart. I mean, that's just beautiful. That was trading $99. Now it's 322. Where's this going? About to break out for the new move. The weekly HSI here is the continuation signal. And this will run to make a test to all-time new highs. That's 350, 380. And I'm thinking maybe this is the time where you play those January calls for the bigger move, if that can take shape. But it's there, and it's only probably 3-4 weeks into the serious move. Impressive. 5-minute pattern. You know, you've had a few bearish, and every time it's a little pullback and go. I mean, look, even that deep crab was, you hit the hop level. Take a look at this. And these are signs, like you're wondering what pattern's going to work. There's T1, and within 10 bars, it prints a bullish HSI. Sometimes those are some of the best counter signals, at least for direction, where you have a little pause and then the likelihood of going deeper in the zone develops, because it's just, there's, you know, the price action generates a bullish confirmation in the bearish zone. How does that happen? And you fall back to the thought that harmonic patterns take time no matter what they are. Sometimes they're that beautiful, perfect inflection. That's not, but I don't think that's the norm. The norm is hit the zone, confirm in the zone, and do it over many bars and then make the move. It's a lot of patterns right now. What's going on, Arun? Palantir's looking better and better every day. I think that's more about longer term levels. I'll pull that up. And, you know, some of the bigger stocks, who put up Coke there? Arrow Glass, what's going on? You know, listen, I mentioned this last time, and look what that's done. All right, 54.23. We said 52 to 55. You tell me. And here's another one where long-term harmonics coming into play exactly. We don't have confirmation yet, but you're about to get it. And that's going to probably be this week. I've started a position, and I said I'm going to go slow, but what I'm thinking is that's the Gartley that does the 2 of 2 to set off the trend continuation. It should go back to 62.16 because that's target 2. It has work to do, but that's the objective, even here at 54. And as long as you're under XA level at 55.47, you're fine. Nice one. There's several of these, and I think a bunch of those that have gone on sale you need to look at now. Here's Altria. Okay, it was yielding almost 10% at the recent low. It's a few patterns, but it's an all-time bat pattern with confirmation down here around 40, XA at 44. Nice back-to-back dynamics here where it even structurally go back to 54. This is a long-term 401k style position, but you know, I don't, these opportunities don't come around too often where you're buying them on discount and then you're picking up a 10% yield, 9% yield, and then get it to go do a 20%, 30% move up, back up to mid 50s. Keep an eye on that because that's, you've got that one, and it's brother Philip Morris here. Daily, yeah, that popped already. 94. We were just talking about that. Now today it's gone. It's a little too late. Last week at 91.22, that was it. Couple more of these that are deeply oversold. Here's one of my favorite that I think, again, today's the 3-bar turnaround. 2 days ago was yellow dot. What's the yellow dot? That's the HSI dot. That's our ultimate confirmation for a harmonic pattern. And it, again, think in zones. There's the completion of the pattern at 113. But the yellow dot didn't come in until Friday. And that was at 104. And now you're 110. You're still good. I mean, if you wanted to wait till the close and then treat it like tomorrow is your first day of all the kind of confirmation you want to see, you're in a type 1 now. And type 1 to target 1, 136.25. Been setting up quite nicely like this for a lot of those old stodgy stocks, companies, probably a better way to think about it. I'm looking at a few more things like Hershey's. These stocks don't go on sale like this too often. So I don't have anything except for some oversold triggers on HSI. I do have a yellow dot. Here's some older patterns. You know, it was a crab pattern at the top that got overextended. But this is another company, better way to say it, that is just in an all-time uptrend. And that's how you play it. That's how you know, until proven otherwise, you ride that. I mean, let's go. Let's go. I mean, it doesn't seem like much there, but if you're not correcting, I mean, that's, again, I really feel like Hershey's is one of those rare times, much like Microsoft and Meta and the other ones a year ago. Tesla. I didn't even get to Tesla. Couple more stuff like Intel, folks. I'm on this monthly chart. I'm down on it. Let me restore. Where's the? Oh, it's a weekly. Sorry. Well, there's a nice, beautiful type 1 on the monthly. But here's the weekly. It's a crab making its way back up. Target 1's 41.36. Nothing changes there at all. It's just that the broader market got into a better position in the last week to where you could see bigger things develop. Couple more. Yeah, I'll get to AMC in a second. I tweeted that. Hey, Kevin, what's up? He's asking for what's the next pivot for NQ. I think just go off the QQQ. I went through it earlier where NQ, basically 15.7 is our target, our top end target. What's up, Daniel? Always have some great ones. CCI or CCL? Because CCL is something I'm looking at. Oh, Crown Castle. Yeah, I remember that. Oof. There you go. It's a bat or a shark. You just saw both of those. Those were printed. And I like that. I'm more inclined to wait for the completion here, but yeah, I mean, that is a knife catching consideration in my opinion, but you know, that company's not going out of business. That's an old favorite. That's like an old Value Line Investment Survey type company I would have looked at in the past. But these kind of stocks selling off like this in a long-term uptrend, we want to be looking. I'll share this. This is a new 3 ideas that I've put out for my crew. Carnival Cruise. You know, you got a few things here. Some on the daily are like 14. We do have this bat pattern here at about 1050. Almost got there yesterday. I'm looking somewhere around 12 bucks. 11.50, $12. Excuse me, 10.50 to $12. And we'll get confirmation. You're deeply oversold. We're not there yet. I might even lower. I put that out and I said 12 because the daily's got some stuff, but you're deeply oversold on the weekly. So we need to turn around on a few more of these. But that's, again, another situation where the patterns are showing us, putting us in the early spot, in my opinion. Couple more. Hold on. Let me bring this other one over. There's NQ futures chart. Oh, here's one more. This might be a new 3 ideas for my crew, but craft. And this could take another few days because we just triggered HSI, and I would prefer to see a dot. But look, it's coming after pattern completion 2 days ago. HSI yesterday. Your 32.45, you know, somewhere around 31. 31.12 to be exact. I think that's probably a good spot. Oh, Joey. Yeah, okay. I'll go a couple more. You guys had 1 or 2 more. Yeah, what's CCI paying on a dividend? I'd like to know that. Because I do think, you know, we should take a quick look here and look at those rates. We're absolutely, every session we're going to have to peek at the 2-year chart and the 10-year chart. More so 2-year, because of the bat. Was yesterday the 3-bar breakdown? That's what we're looking for. This to finally get into a type 1 down to 442. So again, just because rates are going down doesn't mean it's a good thing. But definitely if rates explode and they rock through the 530 level on the hop, I would think, you know, you've got something that we haven't even faced since the initial kind of explosion from 2022. You know, the big scenario is above 530 on the 2-year. Because then that bat pattern, what it really becomes, I mean, I wouldn't even say a crab, but it definitely then shapes into more of a 1618, 1902. Like I've said that before, 6.5. That's the thing that would be difficult. Couple more here. Market what's the market doing? Let's take a look if Joey's talking. Interesting. I'm not. Yeah, we've got a few things here. Let's look at the. Let's really quick go back to the Qs. $370.61. Maybe we're looking for our midday dot. Nothing yet. I mean, we have actually a high level HSI. Checking back right now. I'm checking extended hours. Oh yeah, so there's the 5-minute crab at 370.75 for today. Look at, that's what the extended hours chart. But we just printed an HSI bullish dot. Who said that, by the way? Who's saying look for a sell? Jay, what's up, Jay? Yeah, maybe we should look at that. One second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this is rolling over right here. 1 second. All right, thanks. I'm back. Should we go over there? No, I don't even want to go over there. Yeah, let's just focus on the charts. This is what futures look like on a 30-second chart here of really pinned between 343. You're a type 1 here, ugly Gartley. Yeah, need HSI to turn around on that 30-second time frame. What about the 5-minute? Yeah, let me look at the S&P 500. I mean, it does look like this thing is rolling over a little bit, but you're already, yeah, look, your HSI is already oversold. You're checking that back. Here comes amplified. It's in a surprising spot because the price action ran all morning, and you're looking at about to generate some oversold readings already on a 5-minute basis. So let's watch that. No doubt the volatility's back, and that's a great thing. You want markets moving. You want markets moving. That's futures, not SPY. Yeah, all right, there you go. I guess he opened his mouth. Let's hang in here. Do I even put that up? You guys want to watch that? You guys want to see that? You do. Let's see. Hold on. Let me know if this comes out. Nice little pullback intraday, at least for now. Oh, I guess he stopped talking. No surprise there. Did he talk yet? I don't have it. I don't see it. Let me come back to it. Not a biggie. Not a biggie at all. $60-minute time frame. Yeah, you're back at 4,400. Despite that, what might seem ominous, no, sorry. I think you got to stick on the 4-hour time frame for the shark. If you're looking for targets, immediate targets of where this is going to go. And yeah, and look at the 4-hour. Yeah, so we just went into that next 4-hour interval and it still hasn't come out yet. So I'm watching because you do have 1, 2, 3. But that would have to do it by this afternoon. I would really prefer to see that hit 44.52 and then roll over. Okay, yeah, actually, let's watch this. Let's watch it closely here, because the only thought with what we're looking at with QQQ and the SPY, and remember, we started with SPY because of all the patterns, a lot of back-to-back stuff here. You hit target 1 today, you are, well, there's the crab. That's at 436.31. So we hit that today and we got rejected. And we could still come back. Look, I don't think this is going to happen until we get confirmation. And we do need to bust through. If this is going to be a big move, it has to bust through now. All right, but you're going to generate the target $1 sign today. 453. I bet you that was a nice 0. Now you got me. Now I'm intrigued. Because that did get rejected. Here's the 436.40 level. Right here. All right. Let's see. Let's see what this does. That's a really tough trade because that would pull me out. And I talked about that. We started today with that, saying, okay, that's really strong for this kind of bearish pattern, yet it still did the pullback 436 to 435. But longer term, it's still about the 4-hour or even daily chart. Oh, there's a dot. Maybe it's better to follow this on the 4-hour chart. You have basically 2 hours, 45 minutes until that closes. That becomes official. Is that a type 1 the finish of the type 1 and we come back for the type 2 longer term, or do we rock it? Interesting that thing gets rejected. Looked like it was going to blast and rejection. All right. Doesn't change everything else that I'm looking at. I just think if this is going to need more time, it's been super strong. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this exact pivot, really, and the last 3 sessions. Couple more. Yeah, let me jump over there really quick. Just look at Bitcoin and do a top 5 crypto, because it's not moving. Hasn't done much. There's the daily pattern. It's stuck at target 1 at 27,840. So I would say 28,000 resistance for now. And you could probably move up, or excuse me, move down the target for acceleration, where you're not going to be surprised to see this thing between 25, 28 if it comes back down. And maybe if it got above 28, it would make its way to 30 or something. But you're just ping-ponging, grinding. If you're really looking for anything, it's just a simple fact that at least on the weekly, long term, you did generate some oversold signals. Talked about that last week. All right, didn't check back. Almost perfect, but not yet. So if you do a few more weeks consolidation, Bitcoin, yeah, you're not surprised. Again, everyone's waiting for that breakout above the prior highs before anything larger takes shape. A few others that I think are of interest. XRP, I started position at 50 and definitely going to eat that. I'm going to eat that, and I know now I won't add any more until I see a yellow dot. I mean, it wasn't huge, and I do want to take a big position on this for the next crypto run. But 47 is going to be the number. What do I mean that this is a setup for next year? Meaning that you're looking for a lot of inflection points to finish themselves now and start the move today, start the move this year, but your follow through and you realize the gains next year. It's a lot like a year ago with all of the tech, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, and they doubled or tripled. Nvidia even. So it's, that's the setup for crypto. Just so we know, we're not expecting anything from crypto really to even start until next year. And it would take probably most of next year into 2025 if those cycles fall out the same way that they have. And then the major market, if this is going to be continuation spot, you're looking for the retest of all-time new highs next year from where we are right now. Couple more. XRP, talk to me at 47. I'll add more. I will add more. That's a long-term game. I should look at Ethereum and just note it's rolled over. I mean, in a way that's a little ugly and, not constructive, and there really isn't much here. I mentioned that for a while about Ethereum. Not a lot here pattern-wise, even structurally, and your immediate downtrend. That continues. It's kind of like that. But I would be watching under 1500 for some kind of flush if that comes about. Couple more. Yeah, I can look at that. Take a look at Bitcoin Cash. We could say that's number 4 for today because the Gartley stood. And the Gartley that, oh, sorry, let me bring that Gartley back. The Gartley's there. Where? There it is. I'm watching this closely. Bitcoin Cash got rejected at the ABCD. I mean, this pattern, what this really is, it's all about the A to B to C to D move, where 242, that's continuation. And continues until you get a dot, if not something worse. A lot to go on here. Ever since the ETF for Ethereum, ever since that news, what happens? Yeah, it was a sell the news event and continues to be. We don't have anything there, and we've said that for a while. And why not revisit Binance Coin? Because, look, this did start to print some patterns. I haven't really cared for it, and the breakdown under 240 was substantial. You have some patterns now that are 200, but it's doing nothing still. And I'm thinking it's down here lower, and that's not good for most people. Aren't looking at structurally what we're looking at. Weekly, even for Binance Coin, suggests as low as 183. But if, let's say, you flush that and something happens and you bust that pattern, that's a problem. So it's not there yet. I'm really, oh, wait a minute. 1 second. Thanks. Okay. Again, nice pattern, nice weekly thing. That's the kind of pattern I would want to look left off of and say, all right, let it consolidate into the end of the year and then get going, but not until it proves itself. And that would be in the shape really of a type 2 after all of this. One or two more. Someone wanted to look at Matic. And that's another one where show me a dot, hit some of these lower levels, beautiful weekly. I mean, really beautiful weekly. Down there, 50 cents. And it is back now to that area retesting. We've talked about that. But this too, go to the daily. The trend's lower. A couple of other patterns slightly lower. I think it's more of like a price bar. Show me a 3-bar breakout. Show me 3-bar stabilization. I mean, even like, look, you had that first shot down here at 52. Let's say you're looking down in here on a retest at 52. Well, maybe that one faked you in and it rolled right back down. And that's the tricky part with crypto. It's like, okay, at 52.5 cents, it's not a bad shot to be looking to take it. But if it doesn't follow through or it just goes sideways like this and grinds, it doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to stay in there, at least with any size. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, the 0 DTE or 0 plus 1 really is on the 26th. Yeah, Jay, I think PooCoin is probably going to be a good one. I don't know. I mean, look, I told you guys, listen, here's Cardano. Here's another one I started a little position on. And what does it do? It rolls over. There's a few things here. There's a 4-hour bearish pattern. Did I miss that? Should have maybe been selling it. The hop level down here, confirmation 24.25 cents. And it just prints another bearish pattern. That's no fun. But whatever. I mean, it happens. Longer term, you're still looking at this type 2 on Cardano, which is it weekly? Oh, it's Matic. Sorry, folks. Go to Cardano. Cardano. There you go. There it is. Hold on. Where's the crab pattern? Let me take out that shark. There's the crab. So, look, might go as low as the hop eventually. We'll see. Well, I'll let you guys know if I decide to scratch out of this. And I mean only scratch out at break even or plus. I'll hold on to this. I'll chill on this. Again, I haven't done anything large, and I probably will only slowly enter or build on crypto as they build. So again, shows you why we're early. Few more. The ones that do have big patterns looking left that I've said over and over again, like this fetch right back down. But maybe another shot down there at 17. 17.5. I mean, it did go 18, 17 last time to 25. If you want to trade penny stocks, that's a way to go. There you go. There's a deep crab. That's the one to follow for Fetch AI. I'm not in that. I was in that earlier. That was one I scratched. Five-minute bearish patterns have been amazing in crypto. I think so. VJ, are you in the United States or no? Because you're probably outside if you're able to trade like 5-minute futures. I thought you were in the United States. No, I've said that though. If you want to trade crypto, go with the futures and leverage, and yeah, 5-minute crab patterns. Jay, ICP, just another one scraping it. I think this has a. Didn't this have something at like $4.50 or $4? It escapes me. Maybe it was that bat pattern. I thought the ACP was at $4, but here it is under 3. That's not what you want. Oh, okay, so that's why you probably can trade that. Nice, Jerrier, or is it J Arrier? Or earlier? I can't read that. Yeah, I don't know. What's you guys are saying Qs are what? Are they rolling over? Yo, check it out. S&P's rolling. Back to 4,400. This is interesting. You guys are popping in here, these things about NQ. There's the 5-minute. We might get a yellow dot pretty soon. Couple more. Oh, let me show you this last one with crypto. And again, it was up. Now it's back down. Storage. And again, this was looking like it could do maybe a challenge, start to make a run above the 886. Nope. And this is impressive because it was 20 cents in August, ran to 55. You don't see that too often, but looks like kind of just a pump and run, pump and dump, maybe pump, dump, and run. But another 886 here and gets rejected. That's until these kind of crypto can take out the tops of the lows here of this consolidation range, you're not going to do much more than react. Let's look at SPY, guys. Let me jump back to there quickly. All right, 5-minute dot just came in on the bullish side. And another, this is good to go through. So check it out what we've got right now before I get out of here. HSI, first signal, check back, but there, the yellow dot is coming in right on top of another HSI signal. So let me highlight that, and here it is. So that little pullback that started basically when we came into today is trying to stabilize. And how we can really see it is let amplified come out. You're at least 10 minutes. You're more like 13 minutes away. Here's the check back of the check back. So 435 area right now, really critical going into the close. I would almost venture to, look at it like this. You need to hold that range. SPY's up 280, but who knows? I mean, you could easily pull back just on a real wicked fill the gap kind of a thing. Let's see. I'll hang on here for another minute or two. I do want to check this out with the, what about the other, hold on, let me look at like what do the puts look like. Puts versus calls. Like if you were looking for this to turn around for the end of the day, 0 DTE, you're probably looking for back to 436 and change, 437. Let me see what the 37s go for. And that's what? Today's the 10th. Here, let's go here. Here's the option chain. Oh, there is AMC. I did want to talk about AMC. Go to my Twitter feed to see the charts I posted on AMC. I mean, that's more a play on, there's a type 2 down there. There's a couple things. But you're looking for just a low floater spec play. Check that out on Twitter. Let me go SPY. SPY, the 436 is maybe best for today. That's your next strike. Yeah, they're 50 cents. I like that. This would be a good idea to leave. Do we have any patterns there? Oh, look at this. Okay, there's the 5-minute chart. Amazing. You know, they opened up this morning at 20 cents, went to 150. What about right now? Underlying says midday. We've got a little midday dot trying to bust up. 30-second chart. Bingo. Okay. This is what I'm looking at. You guys know where I'll be headed to. No confirmation though. Hop level at what? 47 cents. What happened to HSI there? Hold on one second. Beautiful structure. That's the kind of ideal pattern I've been looking at for 0 DTEs, just midday. I don't know why HSI is giving me trouble. But real nice one where, look, I'll have to see what's going on, why HSI is not generated on the chart, but 47 to 92. Let me just look at what the 437s might be. But that's the kind of setup for 0 DTEs that have been really nice. Oh, that's even better. That's a beautiful crab. That's the 437. Didn't hit the hop at 12 cents, but certainly looking in that area where if we can get that 5 minute to hold, yeah, these have been really nice plays. Especially the last hour, last 30 minutes even. Pretty nice though. I mean, again, we don't have a pattern here in the 5 minute underlying, but you certainly have midday dot, and I would be looking at stuff like 30-second time frame for other patterns. So we have anything? No, not really. If I had a bullish pattern, that would be a absolute go. I'll jump over to the Discord. You guys follow that along here. No doubt. Will be an interesting week, and I like I said, I feel like things are now moving in a way where you're going to get sizable volatility, tradable volatility, unlike what we had in August and even early September. So let's do that. Pat M is asking, is there a good way to do ratio charts, spreads, stuff like that? I would say check out maybe some of the other platforms like eSignal or MetaTrader. Yeah, that might be something to take a look at. Spreads you can do those pretty easily on eSignal. Spread charts, different months, different instruments. Yeah, all right, here you go. You're at the hop level on the 437. HSI, not yet. Really close, but that's how I would break it down. And favoring the hop on the option contracts, I did want to say that because the option contracts frequently overspill. That's a nice one. That's I'm going to follow that up in the Discord. What's SPY doing? Futures doing? All right, let's watch that. That's your 30-second futures. You're looking for that to be the low. You got 5 minute things there. Again, I'm going to jump over to our Discord and let's see how that can shape up. A couple more. You guys, great group today. M is saying S&P 4,200 by November. We'll see. That's what makes a market. I'm going off the patterns. I think the way to think about it, and I appreciate that comment, but let's think about it like this. Let's focus on the SPY and just read the chart of what we have here, which is type 1 crab coming back to retest the prior bearish zone. That XA level is essentially where we are. By definition, you would want confirmation. You want HSI to trigger, either a dot or even just an arrow. So maybe that's in a day or two. Keep an eye on it. And again, to be back at 4,200, because I'm not dismissing that possibility, just not yet. But again, I want confirmation up here. And then I would say most ideal would be a type 2 test off of that crab. Well, we'll see. I think it's just this has happened in 3 days. But the larger possibilities for what happens not only with this bullish pattern but the bearish resistance, because that's what we're aiming for, you know, to be at new highs by next year. So if you got to 4,200, great. It would be a retest of the ABCD. It's a lot of things down here. Again, I can't stress enough how important this next week, month will be. It's gonna really kick off, and then we will deal with the consequences going into next year. But opportunity abounds. Awesome. Everyone else, we will see you back on Thursday. Okay? You have any questions, get over to Harmonic Trader and become a basic member over here and get those resources, get with the software programs, and more information about the option program by Thursday, I promise. All right? Thanks again, everybody. Have a great one. Go get them. We'll see you next time.